Thanks for joining us on Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Gretchen.
I'm Dave.
And today we are painting Fallout Wasteland Warfare Brotherhood of Steel miniatures because nothing says be mine quite like that.
True, Brotherhood of Steel. I immediately think Valentine's Day.
Right? Right.
My heart grows.
Grows 3 times?
3 times.
What?
I'm not sure what it does. That's something.
Butterflies or bullets? Something going on.
Sure, yeah. It makes me feel uncomfortable. But no, I think, yeah, Fallout Wasteland Warfare from MODIPHIUS is the publisher of that. No, that's cool. Not
but Dave remembered.
I remembered. I'm looking at it on here on the back as well. But I love to say
Dave
the word.
cheated.
No, I love to say the word MODIPHIUS.
It's a good word.
I'm not sure why, but it's just fun.
It sounds good with your accent. Sounds. Yeah, see?
Well, it's been ages since you pointed out that I'm Australian. Anyway, let's at least on camera.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks,
Yep.
Sarah. No one in the chat yet. It's. I was expecting it to be blue and it wasn't. Up on the screen.
Okay.
The YouTube.
Oh, the YouTube chat?
Yeah. It's not the Twitch today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the Twitch chat.
Suddenly he notices.
Forgive me, everybody. I apologize. But yeah, so what are we? You're painting Brotherhood of Steel. So in here we have one of the guys in T60 armor.
Yes.
Which is the awesome power armor here. That's the big guy you see in the back of at the moment. He'll come around, so you can see the front. And then we have 3 night patrol in combat armor with laser rifles. Lasers. Firing their lasers. So which one are you going to paint?
I'm painting the one that you handed me earlier.
Ah, that one.
Because we are going to be doing a giveaway today, Dave.
We are doing a giveaway.
Because it's Valentine's Day, we are going to give away the ones we paint. Well, tomorrow. It's the Valentine's Day episode of Painting Happy Little Minis.
That's cool.
We're going to give away the ones we paint as Valentines.
That sounds fantastic.
And in order to participate in that giveaway, all you have to do is drop your favorite Valentine's Day pun into the chat.
If you don't have one, you have 2 hours to make one up. 2 hours.
Yeah.
I have no puns.
You have no. Well, that's why you're doing the painting and the giving away part.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That
sounds good.
We thought about this beforehand.
Yes. So you're going to work on some like a Valentine's theme to
I
it.
am. I'm going to theme it Valentine's-y.
So do you think that means it's going to be, all the armor is going to be in red, or are you going to do it in like white with little red hearts on it?
It can match my dress.
I know, it could.
I have some different colors here. I have red and pink and purple, and I'll figure it out.
Okay, cool.
I feel like it's arts and crafts again. Like I'm in middle school making my Valentine.
That's awesome.
Things on it.
My youngest daughter, Lucy, is 8, and she's in 2nd grade.
Oh, so you still buy all the Valentines?
She has been so excited. She's
Well,
been counting down the days.
It's Candy Day. It's Valentine's Day in elementary school is one of the top days of the school year because you show up and there's a block where the teachers just let you go ham wild, and then you get all sugared up, and then there's no homework, and then you go home.
Yep. That's
Then you deal with them.
Then we have to do it. Yes. And it's on a Friday this year, so it means that she won't have homework for the weekend, which is nice.
Perfect. She just gets a whole box full of candy.
A box full of candy.
Gets to go.
So excited.
Hey guys. Hey Joseph. Hey Seth. Hey Jeff.
Is that Seth Cross?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Seth got his, he won the Marvel Crisis Protocol box set that we sent out, and he received it the other day. He is hoping to get it to get some paint on it this weekend. So hope it's looking good, Seth, and you're going to be able to post it in the group. So you're going to go with fanciful armor.
Yes.
Yeah. I am going to go with pretty close to the box set armor. Because, particularly for the guy in the T60 power armor, that look, that sort of dark steel kind of look is super important for them. And I can paint it really quickly. But just for a second, I'm going to sneeze.
Thank you for warning us. Bless you.
Thank you. And now I can get on with the painting. So
Oh, Sarah B. joining the first pun in the chat.
what you got?
I got a new fork recently. It was called Valentine's. So those of you who are just joining us, we're going to give away the minis we paint today as special Valentine's Day giveaways. All you have to do is post your favorite Valentine's Day pun in the chat.
Is that because hashtag heart was taken?
That's because, you know, Leona and I decided puns were just better.
Puns are better than hashtags? That's cool.
Puns are better than hashtags for this.
No.
I looked up the top 70 puns.
Top 70 Valentine's puns?
Yep.
Wow.
They're fantastic. I decided, and I can say this because my boyfriend is at work and can't watch the show. I decided I'm going to print them all off.
Right.
And I'm going to hide them throughout the house for tomorrow.
That sounds great.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
You
Sorry
can
about all
just
that.
go about attempting
And now, oh, there we go.
everything the light touches will be pun.
Will be fun.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm guessing, of course, you've done something like that before, right?
Not with him.
No? Okay.
We were actually talking earlier. I did, whenever I had roommates previously, we did have prank wars.
Right.
That was just a thing. Like happy little prank wars, not mean pranks by any means.
Okay.
Just happy little pranks.
That's good.
And we would hide things like on words or stuff on pieces of paper, and you had to find them.
Right.
So we would tell each other how many there were, and then they were just hidden everywhere. And my roommate won that because she stuck one of the words on a piece of paper and stuck it in between the last two frozen waffles.
Right.
So it was like a year later. I had moved
wow.
out. She wasn't even my roommate anymore because I don't normally. She would eat the waffles, not me.
Right, okay.
And so it was like the last waffles, and she had actually taken them all out, put it in, then put them all back in, and
That's funny.
so I am known for having shenanigans, but he has not experienced those kinds of shenanigans.
Oh, the
yet.
extent, the potential of
Yeah.
the shenanigans.
I mean, he's
That's good.
experienced shenanigans, just
Yeah,
not
sure.
not that level.
Just not 70 post-it notes with Valentine's puns hidden around there.
Oh, someone
house.
was asking,
Yep.
is this a new game?
Actually,
game
Fallout
does
Wasteland
the mini?
Warfare has been out for, I think, about 12 months, 18 months, I could be wrong.
Yeah, something like that.
So, no, Fallout Wasteland Warfare has been around for, well, sorry, the miniatures game has been around for about, let's say, 18 months. I think we have painted some miniatures from it in the past. But, yeah, this was just another opportunity to bring together our love of painting armor and Valentine's Day
Obviously,
at the same time.
nothing.
yeah.
Nothing says. Oh.
Yeah, look at Facebook. Someone read a Roadstar Red Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Aha, this one. I know where I'm looking. I know technology. Oh, is it, did it not load for me yet?
Oh, no.
It hasn't loaded for me yet.
No.
Oh, well.
Eventually I'll see it. I'll read it out dramatically. It'll be great.
While we're waiting for that to show up.
Go ahead and give us a tips of the day, Dave.
Tips of the day. So, yeah, one of the things we wanted to talk about was about painting armor, and I think the Brotherhood of Steel is they have a lot of, surprise, surprise, steel armor. So, and on the paint jobs here on the box set, I'm going to slide this under the camera. There we go. You can see there are lots of sort of dark steel plates, and there's been things that have been added to them, added to that painting, some little rusty spots, some extra depth added by adding, popping in a color, So some of them have a little sort of blue reflection or a little brown reflection going on there, and scratches as well. So this the color scheme on here, all of this steel, this actually makes it super easy to paint, and you can paint them up really quickly. What I'm doing here first to give that good depth and a little touch of color to it is dry brushing them with tinny tin. Bet you none of you saw that coming. So I'll be able to work through these three while you work hard to build up that that red.
Yeah. Let's go.
Going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Do you think you're going to go? I was going to say, do you think you're going to go up with make it like an orangey red, or pink? And I was like, okay, no, it's going to be pinkish red. Yeah, it's always going to be pinkish red.
I also pulled some of the color shifters because it's metal.
Okay.
And it's a good excuse.
Good excuse to use those. Right. That's true.
I might just use that on his gun though.
Right.
You know.
Okay. So I have that first layer for all of the guys. I'm just going to point at the the spinner.
Oh, hey, David Trump. He has the day off. He can join us.
Well, hey. Hey,
and
Dave.
Runestorm and David Moffat and
Excellent.
everyone else who's joining. Too many people are joining. Oh, I love all these puns. You make my heart beat.
Beat?
Yeah, beat like the food.
Oh, okay. When you say it, it sounds just like beat, like the action of the heart beating. It's like, that's not very punny.
I love you, latte.
They're going straight to your weakness there, coffee.
Well, the good news is that I'm not going to be like judging them. Leona is going to be a third party.
Oh, well. You may not be the arbiter as to which one wins, but you will be judging.
That's true.
I knew that. You wanted that.
Judging a little
All right.
bit.
You want to look at your minis?
Yeah, actually. Just while, well, I can just hold up on the big screen. So,
Oh.
oh, sorry. So let's talk about this first.
Ah!
I'm messing you around, Leona. I'm sorry. Okay, so these have all had their first layer of tinny tin, just roughly dry brushed over. And as you can see, that was really quick to do.
That was.
So, all looking good. The next layer is going to be gunmetal from the Army Painter. I'm a big fan of their gunmetal. So that'll be the next layer. But once we get started on that, or we'll get started on that after, we talk about this. I remembered to bring it in today. So we're talking about this because I don't usually do that. I'm looking almost directly at the camera. It's frightening. Put it to the side. This terrain piece, the Loon Shrine for the Gloomspite Gits, is one that I'm painting on commission. But I used an airbrush to get down a whole bunch of base colors, or base tones really, because I don't usually use an airbrush for large things or for highlights and so on.
Cool, Dave.
So one of the things that I was really excited about was that I basically sprayed the entirety of the moon head, like these two moons, with a dark gray first, and then I came down at an angle for a mid-gray, which meant that all of this deep sort of detailing, around the eyes was I could catch on the top of the eyebrow and the eyelids and the little cheek underneath, and still leave some depth, some shadows in there, and then hit it completely from the top with a light gray from the airbrush. So it was really nice to get those initial details, or the initial sort of shapes and volumes, I think they're generally referred to with painting. So getting those volumes mapped out nice and early. And then it was a whole bunch of dry brushing. And all of these, the little mushroom stacks that are over it,
Yeah.
I painted these separately.
I'm gonna be
And-
real. I thought you said mushroom snacks.
Snacks. If you can find dried shiitake mushrooms,
Are they tasty?
like freeze-dried shiitake mushrooms, yeah, they are tasty. I had one the other day and it was like crunch. I'm not sure what this is. These are actually pretty good. But yeah, I painted those all separately, primed them with Wraithbone spray, and then hit them with a wash. I think it was the Army Painter purple tone. So yeah, I was very happy to be able to remember to bring it in. But it worked out well. So I'm just going to put that to the side now that we've talked about it. And we'll get back to the armor. Armor.
In a nice deep red.
Okay. I'm going to
Hey, Walter.
actually...
Hey, Richard. Hey, Josh.
Can you pass me one of the dry brushes? Yep, thank you. Oop.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do that. So do you have something planned
For Valentine's
for
Day?
Valentine's Day, apart from hiding 70...
Littering around my...
yeah, littering your house with 70
Apart from
thumbs.
shenanigans. I will be home most of the day, painting and shenanigans. I was told that my boyfriend had something planned.
Oh,
By said boyfriend. Don't know what it is though. So
right.
yeah,
So-
we don't really do a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we're very low key people.
Right. That's cool.
Gretchen, what colors are you using?
I am using glistening blood with a fine layer of flesh tears red.
Over the top.
Yeah.
Glistening blood.
Because nothing says love like
Glistening blood.
glistening blood.
I'm a little bit worried. That's like the third week in a row you've reached
Glistening
for glistening blood.
It glistens.
Sure, it's in the name. But still.
I like that it's a cool based red.
Right, okay.
Rather than an orangey red. I tend to like cool based reds more, just as personal preference.
So it's got that little bit of purple.
Yeah, a little bit of purple. It's not,
Right. Okay.
I also think it ends up drawing a nice texture for metal.
Right. That's cool. One of the things I like using dry brushing for, if I'm doing like steel plates, is again when you're talking about texture. Dry brushing can leave you a slightly dusty kind of look, and so dusty or like textured armor plates. I'm not sure how close we can get, but yeah, you can see that that's already developing a texture. If you were to go and dry brush that like 6, 7, 8 more times, you can get a lot of texture there building up. But we're not going to do that because that would be mad. We only have 2
Wow,
hours.
Dave. I mean,
You're saying I'm
sure.
not dedicated?
That's quitter. That's quitter talk.
Yeah.
It's quit a talk. But it would also be unnecessary on a plate this size, an armor plate. Yeah, if the armor plate was like
I might just splash myself with water.
this big, then it'd definitely be worth it. But it's not. So you say you just splash yourself with water?
Almost.
Almost? Okay.
But I did not.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad.
I've been very good about not being super clumsy as of recent.
That's cool. But, there we go. So I must admit that until you reminded me about the candy that my daughter will be getting, I'd forgotten about that. So I might spend this weekend just stealing candy from her,
It's a good idea.
or tricking her into giving me candy would probably be the way.
I never had to trick my siblings into giving me candy.
You
My
did.
siblings were all nice.
You always just said, "Give me candy."
No, I was like, hey, is there any candy you don't like for Halloween and stuff when I was too old? Because my youngest brother is so much younger than me. He would go trick-or-treating, and then I'd be like, aw, Colby, is there any candy that you'd like to give to me? And he would be like, yes. And he would give me not only candy that he didn't like, that I would like, because he didn't like coconut or whatnot, and I do.
Sure.
So he'd, give me the not as fun candy. But then he'd be like, and here's a Reese's.
Right.
Because I like you and you're a good big sister. Like, he'd slide me some of the good stuff too.
Nice.
That's how you know you're well liked, is whenever they share the good stuff.
That's good.
Someone's asking, who makes the dry brush that Dave is using?
Oh,
Citadel.
This one? Yep. Citadel. So there we go. Citadel dry brushes. So this one that I was just using then is medium, M for medium, and this one is large, L for large, or Leona. So I'm sure there's so many other things that L could stand for. Llama. There we go.
Lovely.
Large, lovely Leona llamas.
Yep. That's whatever it's at.
Yep. Okay. So now that we've got the model to a stage where we can start to pick it up on the close cam there, we've still got a lot of shadows and something, but the next step that I could do is go through and do a really light dry brush with something like shining silver. You can see it's like a very bright silver. So that's one way I could approach it. But what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. I'm going to
Mix it up?
I'm going to mix it up.
Oh,
I know. Watch out, world.
is that a little bit of whimsy I see?
No,
Oh.
not at all.
Okay.
It's just a different plan. Okay, I'm going to take a contrast paint here, and instead of using it like a standard contrast paint where you paint it over a base color or over a base coat, I am going to some out on the. Actually, I'm going to put some out on my wet palette first. Let's move this around. So I've picked Leviathan blue here, which looks black there, but as I spread it out, it's a blue through there, but it's a
That's a good blue.
yeah, it's kind of it's a blue that's got a lot of purple and grey in it. So I think this is going to work pretty well as a like a nice shade on this armor. But what I'm going to do as well is grab out a little bit of the technical contrast medium. Make sure I set it down. Put a couple of drops in there because I want to thin this down, but I don't want to lose the sort of lose all of that blue intensity. So I'm going to mix that through there. A little bit of water. And still keep that flowing well on my models. Initially, yeah, okay, we can see that shoulder pad. Just going to punch that over there, over the helmet. So as was mentioned before, with the Brotherhood of Steel, those big sort of hulking steel plates are an important part of the brand, I guess. But also, I think each of the warriors that wears this armor, they like to personalize it too. So we can come back and mess around with some personalizing a little bit later, but this is giving a nice, cool sort of tinge to this. Now, I have never played any of the Fallout video games at all. I'm
Never?
not sure if you had. Never.
I have not played them myself, but I have many friends who do and who have played them in my presence.
Right. Nice. So you've seen it.
I've seen it in action.
Seen it live on the screen. That's cool. I haven't done that, but I do know that this has been super inspirational. I mean, the video games in particular have been super inspirational for my buddy Joey Maguire, who has written a set of wargaming rules called "This Is Not a Test." But he is a huge fan of Fallout. I think he's also been enjoying playing a little bit of Fallout Wasteland Warfare. But he's definitely my go-to guy for any information on post-apocalyptic sort of settings. Of course, my favorite post-apocalyptic setting being Mad Max.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, you know I was going to say it. You can see it coming. I'm nothing if not predictable.
Reliable.
Reliable, thank you.
On Facebook, someone said blue washes are great for silvery metals. I've had success with old GW Asmarin blue,
Oh, right, yep.
and then highlight with mithril silver.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, if you want that really polished, like a very polished look to your metals, yeah, it's something. I think Astroman Blue is a little bit more intense than this one. It's got a lot of grey in it, but yeah, they definitely give you that sort of blued steel, or polished steel kind of look, which is good. I think this one here, the grey and the purple in here is working off the tin bits sort of undertone, that brownish orange, and looking pretty neat. And pop him back on the spinner and grab those other two guys. Give them the treatment. So
Let's check in
that'd be good.
Gretchen. Ooh.
Well, Bledsoe.
I am very pink and red.
It's in red. Nice.
Very
Yeah.
pink.
It actually, most of the pink's just in the highlights there.
Yeah.
Which hopefully when I put them on the spinner, y'all can see. But I'm going to go and I'm going to add some magic. Some magic dust.
Oh my goodness. Not magic dust. Ah.
Yes. Because once more, there's a prime opportunity for sparkles.
Yeah, indeed. I just noticed that the Walt has used hashtag Fallout Wasteland Warfare.
Well,
Good guess, Walt, but there's
Well,
a little bit of a difference in today's show.
So Leona and I decided without Dave pre-show that in order to get the giveaways today, just drop your favorite Valentine's Day pun.
You now have 1 hour and 30 minutes to come up with your favorite Valentine's pun. You can do it. But yes, that was T60 armor. There, Walt. And how do they look now on the spinner there, Leona? I'll get this painted up, and then maybe we can take a look at some.
So minis, we have extra,
Minis?
you know, it's the more to love today.
More, the More to Love episode.
Yeah, because we have 3.
Oh, 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 oh. It's true.
Because we have 3 segments of miniatures to look at today.
Oh, okay.
To make up for last time.
the more minis to
Yeah,
love. Okay.
More minis to love.
Rather than the day if you're a fat bastard. Okay, I understand.
We're
Cool.
not that mean to you.
I know you're not. On camera. There we go. Okay, so now I can let those dry and we can talk about some minis. But yeah, I'm liking that little. It's just a hint. It's not not an overpowering blue.
Mm-hmm.
Although on that guy, I just noticed on his forearm, maybe a little bit too much. So what I'm just doing here, where I've got a little bit too much, is I'm just coming in with the brush and wait, I'll switch. There we go. So coming in with a clean brush and just sort of wicking away some of that excess. I was trying to pool around there. Okay. Right. Let's look at some miniatures from the group. What have you all sent in? Or posted? Or that kind of stuff? I know that we probably don't have it because it's a video rather than a thing. Oh, there we go. Some hack painting terrible terrain. Boo. Worst model ever.
It's a great model. Not so sure on the paint job.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's
That's what I meant.
sloppy work.
Sloppy work,
It's
yeah.
just slapped on there.
I know. It's the worst. Looks like he even used dry brushing.
Ugh.
What kind of terrible painter uses dry brushing? Things like dry brushing. Okay.
So these are from, like, assortment from last week.
Okay. This is an assortment from the previous week. So we have Garrett Gallant, the Dwarven Bard from my friend's D&D character.
Ooh.
That is cool.
Is that bagpipes?
Yeah. And are
They're
those
flaming.
flames coming from the bagpipes?
Oh, speaking of puns,
Yep.
you could say that it's a fire album he's about to drop. With the bagpipes.
Okay. So moving on to the miniature. I love it. I love that the fire isn't just like straight up regular fire. It's magical fire. So I'm really hoping that this Dwarven Bard has a set of magical bagpipes.
I like it.
Yeah.
So
looks,
I like that it's bagpipes because you don't see that, I feel like, with bards.
No. I'm amazed. I've not seen this miniature before, but I think it's really cool. Yeah. Usually it's like lutes and pipes. Yeah. Kettle drums occasionally. That'd be like the worst, wouldn't it? I'm a bard, but I have kettle drums. I have to carry them through the.
I want a bard who plays the kazoo.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be a lot easier. Harmonica. But no, fantastic. The Dwarf Bard looked awesome. Ryan Cook, some ARMORCAST Lanson Laser Treasure Horde. These look really good. Nice work. This past week, I've been painting up some stuff from the Mantic Games Terrain Crate for dungeons, for actually a library thing. But yeah, these are looking good. I like the different colored eggs there. So it's like, pick which dragon you want it to be. Will it be a white dragon? Will it be a gold dragon?
I like the idea that the dragon does not correspond to the egg colors.
Well, it might be like a.
Would that be like a?
It's like a daycare, like a creche.
Yeah.
Like all the dragons just drop off their eggs when they've got to go off and do their thing.
I will say for like the paint job, I particularly enjoy the tone of the gold.
Right.
If
Okay.
that makes sense, because a lot of the times you'll either see it like really yellow or really orangey or whatnot, and I feel like that's a really good combination of different tones.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Ryan's definitely done a good job with that. No, looking great there, Ryan. Nice one. Oh, Drew from 1 Inch Heroes. Paint out the Rebel Specialists. And these look very cool.
Ooh.
I know that the guy in the middle is a character from one of the animated series. Is that right?
I want to
pretty
say
sure.
yes, but I haven't actually watched the animated series in a while.
Right. But no, they all look good. And my favorite is always, it doesn't matter how many times people post this group, my favorite is always going to be the medical droid. Yeah.
I had
That's
in a campaign, I had a medical Wookiee.
Medical Wookiee?
Yeah, that was our medic. I was
Okay.
our medic and I was a Wookiee.
Right.
I just want you to imagine a medic Wookiee coming full force towards you with like the equivalent of an EpiPen is what they have in the
Right.
Table RPG.
I could see it, yeah. Yep. They're going to knock you down, pin you with its knee, and then inject you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But save your life.
Save your life, but you'll be bruised because of it. Yep.
Excellent bedside manner.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic. They look great, Drew. Nice work. Oh, Clive Mills. Not sure where to go next with this one. So I'm not sure how much progress you've made since you posted this, Clive. But
Ooh.
my suggestion would be, if you get like like a dark greenish blue. Like
Very nice.
my choice would be, I think I've got it here. It's going to be coal black from P3, the Privateer Pass paint. No, it's actually Bastion Grey, but go with the coal black one. And thin that down and run that kind of like a very focused wash in the crevices, particularly with where the membrane of the wing meets the flesh there, and then around on the shoulders and under the pits, I guess, of the dragon. I think that'll help give you some extra depth there without losing any of that intensity of the red.
Definitely feel like that would bring out the red.
Yeah. It's going to pop that a little bit more. But no, looking good, Clive. Nice work. Michael Bull, the Mountain. So yeah, this is a great model. This model is huge. That's a 30mm base that he's standing on. But yeah, no, that your yellow looks nice, really nice and rich, which is always awesome, and it looks fantastic against that dark metal armor. Nice work, Michael. Very good. Oh, Brian Delaney. My buddy Brian. We've had Brian on the show a couple of times.
I love the colors.
Yeah. Yep, the colors are spectacular. He did an awesome job with that shading as well, going from the yellow down to the orange. Beginning of the month, actually went to the Games Workshop store in Colombia with Brian for their painting competition.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went well. They had a Snotlings category, which is the sort of young bloods kind of thing. Then they had a journeyman category, and then they had a veteran category. And so Brian and I were entered in this. I took along a Knight Titan, which stands about this sort of high, which I thought was nicely done, and I got second.
Oh.
So Brian was the winner. Oh wow! So it's he did a spectacular job. It's just really beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect color choice. Perfect application of his colors as well. So nice work, Brian. I think we'll be heading down at the beginning of March, and I think Brian selected unit as the category this time around. But yeah, definitely cool. So is that it for that first batch? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Nice. But yeah, if you get a chance to talk to Brian Delaney at any point about painting. He hasn't painted a lot over the last few years, but he certainly hasn't lost his touch. That's beautiful work. Okay. So we've got Dave. Dave is asking, is David Moffat in the house tonight? Unfortunately, he's not. He popped in very quickly, but he's off buying a Valentine's Day / birthday gift for his wife.
Aw, that's cute.
And they've also said that he ordered some Fallout Mutants for General Wasteland post-apocalyptic plastic minis. That's a good idea. I think they make awesome stuff for that. And Walt asks, is that an R5 droid? I believe it is, or was. I'm not sure if it was R5D4, which made a very short appearance in A New Hope, but could be. And yeah, anything to do with orcs and their vehicles, Bolt is definitely 40k Fury Road. But they look awesome. Okay, so we're going to come back to these guys. And while it looks like we've still got some pretty good contrast there on the overhead cam, up close and personal in real life, there's a little bit more. Quite a bit more contrast that we could push into this. So now, rather than, as I mentioned before, I could have done a dry brush with that shining silver, but instead, I'm going to paint on some edge highlights with it. So you can see there, it's nice and bright. I'm going to grab Bit of a finer brush. We're going with a Citadel Artificer layer, extra small.
Ooh.
It's tiny.
Yeah, someone said earlier Dave only uses Citadel, which isn't true. It's just that we have Citadel in studio.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify
Yeah.
that.
So when I was painting the brush I used to paint on the wash was a size 2 Winsor & Newton Series 7. It does have a nice fine point on it, and I could probably use that for the highlights on the armor. But I'm going to go with something a little bit finer so I can get some nice fine scratches as well. And I will also, at the same time, then mention Broken Toad. My favorite brushes. Okay.
All right.
You got them. You got them in the wrong size.
I did.
Color.
The ones I got were a little bit too large because Chris increased the size of the brushes so that they had a, for example, with the size 2, it has a huge belly there. So I'm still getting used to using it. Give me a few weeks. I'm
Any
back using it a
good
lot.
puns, Gretchen?
What?
Any good
Am I getting puns? There's a few. You've stolen a piece of my heart.
It's a good one.
That is a really good one.
A pizza, my heart.
Yeah.
Pizza my heart.
Oh, would this be like the
Words can't express how much I love you.
No.
I like that one.
Would this be like I choose you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
right, yeah. Okay.
So just a reminder, guys, we're going to give away what we're painting today. All you have to do is post your favorite Valentine's-themed pun into the chat.
So I've decided on my favorite now.
Oh.
It's I choose you.
You don't count.
Or is it like be mine? Be.
Yep.
Because it's got a B on it. Yeah? Okay.
I like it.
Sometimes when it comes to comprehending things, I am like Ralph Wiggum. Tastes like burning. So yeah, what I'm doing here is just picking out some of those edges. Which gives us a lot of nice sort of contrast there. And when I get to some of the larger plates, I can hit those with little scratches and dings and dents. So I'm sure it's fairly hard to maintain these in the post-apocalyptic sort of era. But yep. Walt said MODIPHIUS did make a Fallout PNP RPG for the minis. Yep. So yeah, Fallout Wasteland Warfare I think is the miniatures game, and I think they have also done an RPG for it. And Walt has one for you. Don't make me the lonesome wanderer. Be mine.
Very nice.
There we go.
Also, Dave, I don't know if you saw, Michael says, "Hi, I love Gaslands.
Oh, okay.
I'm new to it, but I got 6 cars right now."
Have to get the book or a starter kit for Gaslands, but hope soon I'll be playing the game. I get the money and have fun making cars. Yeah, from a like a financial standpoint, Gaslands is a fantastic game to get into because it's like $25, $30 for the book, possibly more, 30, 35. But then, yeah, all the cars are Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels cars, so $1 at your local grocery store. But as I typically found with most gamers, once you're into Gaslands, you start spending a little bit more you're willing to spend $5 for a Hot Wheels car. Maybe 2 of them, so you can cut them up and combine them and mash them into something
Ooh.
else.
Facebook has some fun
So-
things going on.
Cool.
I was just, Peter Adams says, I was just able to restore some horribly maltreated broken-toed brushes with the Windsor and Newton brush cleaner and restorer. I had let paint dry in the ferrule, leading to splitting at the tip. Really
Yeah.
glad to have them back.
Yep. No, it's always awesome when you can revive a brush. What? So who said that? Peter?
Yep.
So what Peter's talking about there, I'll show on this one, is so when you're painting, you should always try and keep the paint, if you get paint on your brush or you're pulling it out of a paint pot or something like that, about halfway up the brush of the bristles is as far as you want to get paint.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it all the way up. You know, want it up onto the metal piece, which is the ferrule. Because when paint gets up inside here in between the bristles and gets up inside there and it dries, it kind of splays out the bristles, pushes them out, and it makes it almost impossible to bring it together into a point. And also, if it's splayed out, it ruins the integrity of the belly for holding paint. So it's no longer good for fine points, but it's also no longer good for holding lots of paint.
Yeah.
So, pardon?
Just a bad brush.
Yeah. So it moves into the dry brushing pile kind of thing.
No such thing as a bad brush. You just
Yeah, just a different
switch it-
purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you use some brush cleaners, you can there's like Masterson's have a brush cleaner. Broken Toad actually have their own brush cleaner as well, and Winsor & Newton, and that kind of thing. The brush cleaner will break up any of the dried paint up around the top here and around the ferrule, so that you can break that up, pull that away, and let those bristles come back together. So it's like a brush soap and conditioner kind of thing.
That's really cool.
In one. So yeah, if you find you've had that happen, because we've all accidentally left the paintbrush without washing it out thoroughly.
I use watercolors. Paint dissolves.
I'm just saying. But we've all done that at some point. But
I'm mean
you
to
can
my
use that
brushes.
to
I'm
revive
guilty.
them,
I'm so guilty of being mean to my brushes.
to bring them back into a nice fine point. Yep. So, yep. And as Peter said, it's always very satisfying when you bring something like that back. So I mean, the Broken Toad brushes I have to get from the UK. So it's always nice when I don't have to place an order.
So after a whole bunch of dry shading and picking out some highlights and whatnot,
Yep.
I have gone over my guy with the Violet Old Copper shifter paint.
Okay.
From the Magic Dust, and it's actually looking really nice.
So you're doing it over you're picking out particular.
I'm kind of doing it over so that it picks out all the armor bits.
Okay.
I'm trying not to get it on the in-between not armor bits.
Right.
Um,
Some would call those
and-
clothes.
yes. That's your not armor.
Oh, okay. But sure, yes, not armor.
I didn't realize that they weren't really opaque.
Okay.
But finding out that they're sheer, because there's a little bit of color to this, is really nice though, because it's blending everything in
Right.
without over blending it.
Okay.
So I can still see all my shading and
That's
all
cool.
the colors, but there's just this light sheen of copper
Yep.
that's over top of it that is making the pinks and the reds look really nice. Very
Right.
rose gold.
Excellent. Which is perfect for Valentine's Day.
But yeah, which is perfect for Valentine's Day. So I'm really pleased with that because that would be cool to test. It makes me want to test it on a whole bunch of different colors.
Right.
Really, to see the different effects of it.
Okay.
So that's really nifty. That's cool.
Well, maybe next time, so next month when we have our Vallejo Day, you could do like a tester and like paint a sheet with a whole bunch of different colors,
Yeah.
and then paint them over the top.
I would definitely, that would definitely be something interesting to see
Yeah.
how it,
I
because
mean,
before I used it on the black and I used the space ones, and that looked very much like an oil slick
right.
kind of thing, which I thought was cool, because you could use it for a car or something, but if you wanted like some kind of goopy oil slick monster, that would be really fun.
Yep.
Whereas this definitely looks like a car, but
Right.
but because it's armor and it's Valentine's Day. But yeah, so
Right.
now I just need to figure out what to do with his gun. I think I'm gonna do his gun something.
I think you've got like, because he's got quite a deep sort of color. I'd go with something brighter. I'd go with something like a pale gray,
Okay.
probably. Maybe something like, where is?
Yeah, I mean he's a Valentine's Day themed warrior going on here, but
But-
he's still serious business.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
obviously.
But also he just needs to coordinate. He needs to look
Well, yes.
good.
Can't fight people if you don't look cute, Dave.
Exactly. You don't want to have you don't want to have a color that's going to clash with your pink, right?
Obviously.
But there we go. I'm going to pop him on the spinner. We can see some of those silver highlights.
Well, can you use it on your nails? I probably could. I don't see why I couldn't. My nails are short for fighting right now, but they could be painted. It's acrylic based. I've put Sharpie on my fingernails. I
Right.
can't imagine it
So
would
the
do any
thing
worse.
with the thing with paint, though, sorry, I'm gonna.
Pardon?
The thing is it's not made to like stick to.
Oh,
your
it
nail.
probably wouldn't. It wouldn't
So-
last a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have to put a cover over it.
correct.
Right.
It's the
yep.
same with Sharpie. You have to
Yeah.
like seal it.
Cool.
So yeah,
Um,
I have the close cam on your details right now.
Yep.
Dave.
I was going to say, Josh Potter said on Facebook that one of our club members used to soak brushes in Windex to clear a fried ferrule, which again does the same thing. Just helps
That's
break
really
up that
cool.
the dried acrylic paint and get rid of it. Definitely cool. So these patrolmen in their sort of carapace armor definitely don't have as much of those large plates going on. But there's still a lot of areas where I can pick out the edges. Trying to find the right spot on camera.
So, Dave, would you say that's important when you're doing armor to pick out the edges?
I think it depends on the type of armor, I guess. If the armor has sharp edges and you want it to read as sort of having those sharp edges, like all of these steel plates, then yeah, nice sort of fine edge highlighting on them is going to help you do that. If you're talking about something that's a little bit more flexible, like chainmail, for example, you want to highlight chainmail in much the same way you'd highlight cloth, as far as picking where those highlight edges are. Something like padded armor or leather armor, it's going to be a little bit different. But certainly, yeah, for sharp metal armor or even ceramic armor, if you want to go into 40K, kind of 40,000 aspects, It's a great way to help the miniature read, like it's got those sharp edges. So you can see I'm just picking out little bits here and there. This plate here is also a good one where I can put a few scratches in. So I'm just going to paint some thin lines. So spin it around and see if we can see that a little bit better. So it just looks like he's had a few, or basically just something gets brushed past or fallen on him or something like that. If you wanted to do deep gouges, I'll do that, spin around and do that on this piece. So you can paint in that fine edge highlight there. And then I'm going to come back with, just guess we use a dark blue and maybe a little bit of a dark gray. And mix those together. This is where you need to be very careful with trying this. So this is to, as I said, to represent a sort of more of a deep gouge in the armor. You paint that. So on one side of that line, that fine line, you paint a deep. The reason I'm using the blue and the gray mix here is because they're the colors that we've put into the steel. Okay, so you're just doing a very quick, so almost like 3D representation there, because that silver sits on the bottom of it. It looks like it's catching the bottom edge of that gouge.
That's really cool.
So, and of course, on that side, there's those thin scratches. It's not deep enough yet to give that shadow. Yeah, so that's a fun little thing you can do. You're messing around with armor plates. If you're working with sort of large, flat colors, like you might see on a lot of Space Marines or that kind of thing. The sponging technique is another good one for getting some weathering and wear onto armor, particularly along the edges where two big flat armor plates would meet. And with that, you just get a little bit of sponge, foam sponge from blister packing or from some sort of packaging, and then dab it in some brown or some gray, and then dab that onto the surfaces. No doubt we'll do that in another show, in another time. I'm pretty sure we've done it before. We might have done it on terrain building as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe some of the Star Wars
Yeah.
Legion. That was 2 years ago. We painted all that Star Wars Legion stuff. We started painting it.
Never again.
Amazing. Amazing.
Just joking. We can paint it again. You can paint it again
Oh yeah, for sure.
if you want.
Cool. So he's looking pretty good. Pop him up there. And then hit this last guy. Then maybe we'll have a look at
Some more?
our second set of miniatures. Yeah, because we're at 3 that we're looking at today. But I'll just quickly get these highlights in. Now I have to decide what sort of color I'm going to do there. They're not armor.
Yeah.
What color do you think I should do the not armor?
I mean, you could do it red.
I could do it red?
Yeah.
I could.
And we could match.
Yeah? Okay. I might do it, I might use red leather
That's fair.
from, where is it? There it is. From Vallejo. So it's going to have kind of a rusty look. yeah.
good.
So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Oh, Malt Bledsoe says, looks like a laser strike. So I'm hoping he's talking about the gouge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has that
wrote
kind of, a little bit of a burnt feel across
Yep.
it. So that's definitely true. Yeah, with this, you don't have to go around every edge on the armor plate. You just want to hit the ones that where the light would be catching. But again, it really helps with that depth on the miniature. There we go. Righty-o. I think I am done there. So yeah, let's take a look at the next set of miniatures from the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. I think we've had about 10, 15 people join in the last week, maybe more.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I think I welcomed
hi.
like 13 people.
you've added 13?
I welcomed.
You welcomed
new
13.
13 members.
Cool. Yeah, Mark posted this up in the last week. His first bust that he's been working on.
Congratulations on the first bust.
Yeah, it's looking very cool. I think I jumped on and gave Mark some of my thoughts on painting busts, but it can be a huge difference between painting a 28mm miniature and painting something that's considerably larger. And what I think most of us do is we just try and transfer all of the same techniques over for our first one. I know that's definitely what I've done. I still haven't cracked completely cracked the mystery of painting busts yet. But yeah, and Mark said that he'd sort of done the same thing. But he's been messing around, particularly with the face and the skin tones, trying some different ways. I think he said that he'd stripped it a couple of times. Stripped the face a couple of times, but
I don't think it looks
Yeah.
bad. I like I think it brings out a lot of the texture. It almost looks like clay.
yeah.
Like it's a very, looks like he'd belong in a stop motion, and I like that.
Right. Yep. The I think the bust itself it's got a hugely characterful style.
Yeah. I think the painting brings that out very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, definitely. And I like that it has like a little
Oh yes.
weasel buddy. But yeah,
Weird
looking good,
weasel
Mark.
thing.
Keep up the awesome busts. Oh, Jeff Lee, new print finished. Drow Weapon Master. That's very cool. And I love the sort of the monochrome with the pop with the pop of red.
Definitely looks sinister.
It does, but I also love the that having the cloth there and wiping the sword
Oh yeah.
down. So seeing the blood all the way up the sword, except to that point, really sells it. Nice work, Jeff. That's looking good. Lau Kimball. So I'm working some elementals. So yeah, these are looking very cool. I'm loving those colors, particularly the blue for the
Oh,
water
yeah.
elemental. And I wonder, what are you using for adding the extra texture there, sort of like the foamy water? I wonder what it is. But it looks really good. Done a nice job there. Really sells those. Matt Sanders. Count Dooku commission completed. He does look like he's ready to duel,
He
doesn't he?
does. He looks like he's ready to duel, but he also looks like he's already bored with you.
I'm so over you.
Like he's,
Yep.
Yeah, it's like he's upset he has to lower himself to the point of dueling you.
Right. Yep. That's fair enough. I think he
I
does
think
like
he did
like that.
the face really well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. I think those weary Christopher Lee eyes. They look great. But no, nice work, Matt. I think it's cool. I love the basing on it as well, by the way. Craig Yardley, working on Guilliman. Rabute Guilliman.
Those are some fine details.
They are some fine details. That armor has got a lot of stuff on it. I think it's I think that model is about this tall. So that gives you an idea of how much sort of detail are all punched in there. But no, it's looking good. Very nice. Pardon? Oh no. No, don't go on just yet. If you can pop back for a sec. Yep. I'm enjoying really enjoying the gold on that. Obviously, there's a lot of gold, but I think
But it looks good with the cobalt.
yeah, it does look great with the cobalt blue. But I think you're doing a really good job there, Craig, with the getting the shading on the gold. It's looking nice. Cool. Okay. Next one. Oh, Josh ended up behold my beholder. I believe my comment was, I have beheld it. But no, it's looking good. Looking good. I think.
The teeth.
Pardon?
The teeth.
Leona's enjoying the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying the. So it's looking off to the side where all of the other eyeballs are looking, but it's also manifesting that power over here as if it's about to go, "Way!" and swing it around. It looks like it's quite. Being quite energetic and enthusiastic. It's not simply floating down a corridor. It's actively enjoying itself. But yeah, looking nice, Josh. Very cool. As Walt says in the comments, great reflection in the eye.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
Dave.
a very subtle but very beautiful color change throughout the wings.
Yeah. Yep. It looks really good. Nice work, Dave. And I love the as well. So the green gray in the wings on the membranes there.
Yeah.
And also that green, the more vibrant green on the I guess the membrane between the spines on the neck. Looking great. Very nice work. And I think also the basing, so in the tufts on the base have that similar color to the little talons at the end of the wings.
Yeah.
I have to do that when I say talons. I can't just say the word talons.
How would we know otherwise?
I know, yeah. Talons. But no, looking great there, Dave. Nice work. Oh, Mike Evans. Owlbear from the WizKids Paint Night event. Excellent.
I like the eyes. I love how inky black but still reflective they are.
Yep. Are you saying you could like lose yourself in them?
Could lose myself in those owlbear eyes.
Yeah.
You know, my one weakness.
There we go. Somebody wants to
Owlbear
put in
eyes.
making owlbear eyes. Hashtag making owlbear eyes. I only do eyes.
I only make owlbear eyes for you.
Make owlbear eyes. But yeah, that's
Entire
great.
eye goes black.
Turns into a monster.
And I'm excited that this is from the WizKids Paint Night event. So for those of you who don't know, WizKids are doing have teamed up with Vallejo and with Romsmith TV, are doing an organized paint event each month that your local store can participate in. So just head in, ask your store manager about the WizKids Paint Night event. If they don't know about it, I think they can probably contact their sales rep at Alliance to learn a little bit more. But yeah, we'll be doing. Are we going to be painting an owlbear?
I think
Leona?
we're painting owlbears.
Yes.
We will be
We're
painting an
it
owlbear soon.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yes, at
2
the end
weeks.
of February.
Cool.
So, if you want, you can go out and buy your own owlbear.
And
Oh.
And
paint
then
with
paint
us.
with us.
Yep, that'd be
Or
fantastic.
go to your friend, your local game store.
You can go there and paint at their paint night, or you can come and paint along with us on the show. We'll all be painting owlbears. But no, that looks great, Mike. I like it. Stephen Kent. Oh, these minis are cool. Painting a skeleton army. Pardon me.
Ooh. I like how much character each skeleton has for not having an actual face.
Or like personality or body. But you're exactly right. I think that you've hit on the perfect thing. Each one's got so much character.
Well, and I like that green color is in the clothes, and then it's in that last guy's eyes.
In the eyes of the, yeah, that wonderful sort of teal. Something very 90s about it. Late 80s, early 90s. Peach Pit kind of 90210 kind of look. But no, I think, yeah, it's great that you've continued that across that whole group. But they look cool. I'm just wondering which one I'd least like to face.
Obviously the boss.
I'm actually leaning towards the guy just to the left of the boss.
That guy?
Yeah.
The long range?
Yeah, but he looks a bit meaner. He looks like I think the other guys I could yell
He's
stop,
more cunning.
and
Yeah.
it'd distract them for a minute. The other guy would just be like, shoot me. But no, they look great, Stephen. Nice work. Chris painting a Stormcast Sequitur squad. Hallow Knight.
I enjoy that fabric.
Yep.
That's very nice.
I think, yeah, both of them, the that vibrant blue and also the that desaturated yellow orange, looking very very cool.
Somebody knows their
together.
color wheel.
They do. Good work, Chris. But looking great. Very nice.
All right.
Excellent. So thank you very much, everybody. Those were from our Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. If you are not a member, you can find it on Facebook.
Become a
Request to
member.
join, and Leona will welcome you. With many a welcome. And then you can start posting your photos, posting your minis, and if you have questions, you can ask them. If you see somebody else asking questions, you can answer them. All the things that you can do regularly in a group, but with the added joy of miniatures is really it. But yeah, cool. And of course, I mentioned not getting the paint too far up. When I didn't put too much paint on my brush, but I got a little bit of the silver. I think when I washed the brush out, I didn't dry it off well enough. So a little bit more washing to get it clean. So what do we say we'd do with the fatigues?
Some
They're
red
not
leather, I
armor?
believe.
Red leather?
Is
I'm
it?
gonna go in just with black for mine.
Okay,
I think that'll be the best bet with how colorful everything is.
I agree.
When we were talking about busts, someone asked about starting with a green. Dave?
Starting with
It's
a green
on-
face?
Yeah. It's on Facebook. The question is. It
Um,
might be a little farther back.
Ah, so let's go up. Is it true that on busts it's best to start with a green undercoat for skin? I assume to give the reflectivity from blood vessels. Have you heard of this, Dave? I've not heard of green. I have heard of blue.
Right. I've heard of green and blue as well. I think that there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. I'd be inclined to start with a flesh color and then basically sketch in those other areas. So under the chin, the cheeks. If it's a male face, generally you'll have these sort of jowl lines for people who have jowls like this. Yeah, in those areas is where I'd expect to see the greens, blues, purples.
Whatever the undertone of the flesh bits
That kind of
that you
kind of
intend
thing.
to.
Exactly. And then you can come back
Gotta find out if they're
and basically
fall or
blend
winter.
that mix.
So I gotta find out if they're fall or winter.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. What am I?
Okay. I don't know.
The fifth unknown season.
I have no idea. Oh,
I think your undertone is green.
My
Dave.
undertone is green.
Yeah.
just a little bit
As opposed to
Let me
blue.
check.
Olive skin tones tend to have
More green.
undertones.
Right.
I believe.
Yeah.
And then
That's true.
I'm pale, so you're supposed to look at your
Blood
veins.
vessels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever your veins are is what you're supposed to be. So mine is blue. Olive skin tones tend to have tend to lean on the greenish side because
Yep. That one just moved. It just, like, seriously, it just jumped across. It's like, whoop. Weird. But yeah. Yep. Now that all makes sense.
and then you just
Can you go a little farther down?
Sure. Sorry. The this guy here in his T60 power armor doesn't have a lot of not armor. Pretty much everything is armor. So I'm just going to find a few little spots here where it could make sense.
Also, bye, David, on YouTube.
Oh. Okay, bye, David Bosch. Catch you later. But yeah, definitely if we're talking about bust painting, there should be a lot of options on YouTube to find. Talking about different skin tones and so on.
best thing to do is practice.
One of the things that I discovered this week that I hadn't really known before was a buddy of mine, Vince Venturella, has had a YouTube channel for a long time.
Oh.
Yeah, and he does it's like almost weekly show called Hobby Cheating, where they're not actual cheats, but they're just ways to do things. But he goes and focuses on a particular aspect of
Yeah.
painting, and does that. So he does cool things like texture on fabric. I'm sure that there's some undertone for flesh colors, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you look up Vince Venturella on YouTube, you'll find some cool photos. Okay, so for this guy, I think that's it. It's these three places. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Show you on the camera. Here we go. Yeah, so like the pants, and I'm just going to find 2 spots on the arm. And that might be sort of taking it a little bit too far. But I'm sure for the other guys, it'll be a little bit different. So I've started off here with some burnt red, and I'm going to highlight up with a little bit of that red leather color. Both of these are Vallejo model color paints.
What's the difference between model color and game color?
Between model color and game color, typically the game color are more saturated paints, more saturated colors. So something like the sun yellow. It is a smaller range. I think the game color is about 60 paints, whereas the model color range is about 100, maybe 110. But most of the model color paints are quite desaturated. So you can see this kind of thing. And red leather, that desaturated. Obviously gray is desaturated, but like dark Prussian blue. There's a bit of desaturation, but yeah, so if you're looking for very bright, vibrant colors, you'll find them in the game color range. Although having said that, I just noticed, so this blue-green is quite
That's a vibe.
vibrant and saturated. So it's not a hard and fast rule, but yeah. The game color range was also modeled off Games Workshop's old paint range. So you'll find a lot of sort of similar colors. So sun yellow is a lot like sunburst, the old sunburst yellow. Hammered copper is not like the old beaten copper. My favorite, charred brown, is a lot like the old scorched brown, that kind of thing. So if you have been pining for the old GW range, you can find a lot of those colors in the.
Richard Tyler says, "Bye
Game
all,
colors.
taking the wife to an early V-Day dinner. Happy V-Day to all."
Cool.
Clive has a good question. Dave, what ratio mix water to paint do you use to make a wash?
That's a good question. I think you can use. You're not going to have a hard and fast kind of answer, I guess. And no, that's not a cop out.
I find if I use too much water, because I'm impatient, I'll get almost a sudsy.
Yep.
Usually it's whenever I'm at like the last little stretch and I'm like, oh no, I've gotta do this thing, and I'll just not be careful.
Yeah, that can definitely happen. I think you want to use as little water as will give you the right consistency. Is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, you don't want overly thin. You don't want to overly sudsy when you're slapping it on. You want to have, let's see, and also how thick the paint is at the time is another factor. But I'll just put a little piece there. If I was to get a similar amount of water, put it next to it. It looks a little bit larger, but it's not as dense as the paint. So I mix those together, and then I'm painting that. That would give you a pretty reasonable wash, or a good glaze, sort of color, controlled glazing. So that's 1-to-1. I think it's probably a good place to start. You can add a little bit more, or you can add a little bit more paint to do that.
Sarah has a good point. Easier to add than to take away.
This is true. So yeah, take it slowly. I noticed that Walt also asked about my T-shirt.
Ah. Finally, it was noticed.
It was noticed. I was mentioned. No, thank you for that wonderful segue. No, yeah. So my buddies at Armor Class 10, Oz and Jay and Mark, have got my merch up on the site now.
Very nice.
So it's available from armorclass10.com. I think you probably have to search for Dave Taylor Miniatures, something like that. Sadly, I'm not at like front and center of nerd culture. I'm kind of off to the left and back 50 rows.
If people go and just spam
and buy all my T-shirts, then yes, I will
rise in the rankings.
The algorithm will put me to the top. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But yes, so they are available. It's just something. It's just a goofy thing, but yeah. Also, the shirts are fantastic and very nice quality.
Could I steal your gunmetal or your silver to add some, just very?
Do you want bright silver?
Bright silver, yeah.
Okay, bright. Okay, there we go. The shining silver. There we go.
Just a little bit on the gun.
Cool.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit. But yes, it's kind of funny now.
David Bosch also is running away from us.
Oh, yep.
Have a good
Said
dinner.
That. Yep. Oh, and Kat. Thank you, Kat, for noticing my Peach Bit reference. Definitely good. And as we can see, this guy's got a lot more. Has a lot more not armor.
Yeah, mine had quite a bit. I actually really like how the matte black looks on this with how shiny everything else is.
That's cool. What time we got? We got plenty of time.
We're actually very on time as far as painting goes today.
Yeah.
I do not feel rushed. I'll even write a cute little thing on the bottom. It'll be great.
I will admit, I'm starting to feel a little bit rushed, as I always do when I...
Well, you have like 3. You just decided to, like, you were like, I can do it all.
Yeah.
I was like, I know my limits.
I also need you to know mine so you can point out to me when I'm being stupid.
No.
No? You're not going to do that? Damn. Okay. I have to self-regulate is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. I will try. For future. It won't work, but I'll try. See, I think this. I'm really liking this mix of the burnt red and the red leather as a base. It's like a nice mid-tone. And the silver is both with those silver highlights.
Yeah.
The fine silver highlights are like the high end, the high edge of the tone, but also the depth of the armor gives you those low points too. So would you went with the pale gray for the thing. I might go with the black actually
Something.
for the guns.
It's a little. I think it blends in. I think it looks good with the base too.
Yep.
Very cool grays, so that the pinks and reds kind of
Yeah, stand
take
out.
center stage.
That's cool. Yeah, I think black's going to work for these guns.
Let's see. Sarah says, have you ever had the problem where the drop bottle hole doesn't go all the way through? I keep a pin by my paints to puncture these.
Yes, I do have that problem occasionally, and sometimes I have a pin handy, and sometimes I don't, and that means I usually squeeze a little bit too hard, and then occasionally have that big explosion all over the, or I drop the miniature into the paints just like that. I'm so glad that was on Coastman. You're right. You're fine. Wasn't your fault that I dropped it. But yeah, that definitely does happen. I think the pin is a good idea. The only thing I get worried about is when I go to look for the pin and it's not there. And I just think, okay, I'm going to find that pin by standing up and walking around.
I have not had that problem.
Yeah. It's
That happens to me when I'm sewing. So I'll put a pin down and then I'll be like, where did the pin go?
right.
I have a little
threw it.
stuffed ninja that my friend made me, and it conveniently looks like a voodoo doll. So I just
So that's where they all go.
that, or I have little stuffed dinosaurs. I have a lot of like little desk glitter things, which
Are handy for sticking pins in.
yeah.
That's good.
You just need to walk around your studio, Dave, with like a really strong magnet.
Yeah. Yeah, that could work. Most of the other bits of metal that are scattered around my floor are lead, so they're not ferrous, so it would be good.
Ooh, Josh Potter says, Sarah, Reaper makes a customized tool. It looks sturdier than a paperclip, and he uses that. It also has a huge skull on it, so you're less likely to lose it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I'm just going to say my birthday's coming up in June.
Yeah, I think I've seen the thing Josh Potter's talking about.
Cool.
It's pretty epic with that skull.
Yeah. I think they definitely know what they're doing. When I say they, I mean Reaper, when it comes to skulls. I know it's here. I know it's here somewhere. Okay. I'm going to do something slightly different.
Only slightly.
Only slightly. Yep. Because I can't find my black. Oh. Why, thank you, Gretchen. Excellent. Well, it's not. This one isn't my black. This is the studio's black. But I thought it was back there. I didn't want to go back reaching around. But thank you for that.
I prepare.
There we go. Okay. Let's get these guns painted then. So as well as painting the gun black, I'm going to paint their gloves black. But they definitely have armor plates on the back of their hands, back of their gloves. I wonder at what point, that they stopped being gauntlets and just moved to being gloves
The armor history.
in
When
the
they
history of armor.
When they stopped throwing them down.
Well, I don't know. I feel like gloves aren't armored.
Okay. So as soon as it has armor on it, it's a gauntlet? Is that kind of the difference?
I don't know. I feel like gauntlets are heavily armored. Let me
Okay.
change it to that.
Right.
Someone on Facebook said, Reaper's skull game is almost as strong as GW's. Haha.
Almost.
Almost.
But yeah, it is pretty strong. And I'm pretty sure Reaper has the things you can put in your paint pots, like agitators.
Yeah.
Your paint pots
Skulls too.
that are skulls. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them.
So.
Again, pretty epic.
Yep.
Also, you'll never see that again. So,
Pardon?
I said you won't see it again.
Oh,
little
you won't see the skull again? This is
So
true.
it's like, why put a skull?
Unless you break open the pot when you're finished and grab it out and rinse it out.
There you go.
Like a
We did it.
Ramune bottle in the marble.
Sure. Is that
never-
is that the Japanese
Yeah,
soda?
the soda that has the
Right.
marble in it. Have you never broken them to get the marble out?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
I just didn't know they were called Ramune.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always call them the wrong things. But yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. Okay, got that.
Someone said, just got the black 3.0, and I'm trying to decide which mini to paint into the void.
Okay.
We've started a.
I think. Oh, what would be a good D&D mini to paint for that? Oh, a Displacer Beast.
Ooh, yeah.
That's going to be my suggestion, Sarah. Displacer Beast. Okay. I'm going to paint the. So these guys, the patrolmen, have a lot of pouches around there, a lot of webbing. I'm going to paint all that black as well. So I can come back with a quick highlight and. Wow, there are a lot of pouches. Really starting to feel like I need to paint my paint the skin on these guys.
I already got that done.
Okay.
I was writing a cute Valentine's message to whoever wins mine.
Okay.
That's why I got so quiet. I was like, lettering. Is it legible? Mostly.
Mostly legible. Cool.
My initials look like 68 because I half write them in cursive, and
Okay.
I think that's funny. But
Yep.
just says Happy V-Day.
Happy V-Day.
Hearts.
So remind people.
Yeah, that's a
Rather
good
than
point.
saying
Win.
Happy V-Day, hearts. So we are going to be giving away what we paint today. All you have to do is put your favorite Valentine's Day pun into the chat.
And I'm going to say multiple entries.
Multiple
fine.
entries count?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Yep.
The more puns, the more likely you
Best
are
pun
to
wins.
win. We are fans of puns here.
Oh yeah, I had some up.
Do you have them up? Have you got some you want to share with us?
Ready?
I'm not sure if I'll ever be ready, but go for it.
My heart beats for you. Oh, we heard that one. You make me so happy. Me so.
Me so happy?
Like the soup.
Ah.
I think you're great. You are one in a melon.
I love that one so much.
No bunny compares to you.
I choose you.
It's so bad. Oh, here we go.
You
love-
you very much.
I love when the pun is almost too difficult to say.
I'm just going to say they're not my favorite.
Oh, here we go.
I'm falling for you, so please never leave me.
Never leave me.
Yep.
Does that have a picture of a tree next to it? Great. So I think sometimes these things out of context can be a little bit odd.
Confusing.
Yes.
Here's a sewing one. I will always love you.
Like the sheep.
Oh,
Get with it, Dave.
nah.
Here's a math one. You're sweet as pie. P-I.
Right.
You're a cute Valentine.
Oh. Like a triangle.
My love for you simply radiates.
It's like a truck.
It's like
You can't look at me like that. That's from Clerks. From Clerks.
I don't even think I've actually seen Clerks. I remember kind of seeing Clerks, but not actually.
Right.
I think I remember older kids
Okay.
watching Clerks and me being there, and then it being like in the background, but it wasn't for me to watch.
Okay. Yes. Well, sadly, I can't. The rest of that line is not safe for work, so we'll have to discuss it later.
Let's look at the last.
The last batch.
Yes. Let's look at the last batch of minis.
Yup.
Almost.
Hurry up.
Oh.
Ooh,
Go for it.
I like that one.
Yep. I think that's cool.
Scary
The,
penguin.
Did you say fairy penguin? Is that what it is?
Scary penguin.
Scary penguin. Sure. Yeah, it's definitely scary.
It's Fairy penguin.
But yeah, I love it. I love the eyebrows.
The eyebrows are good.
Yeah.
It looks like the colors are loosely based off of a macaroni penguin.
Is that what they're called? The macaroni.
Probably not, but that's how I remember it in my head.
Okay.
thought it was an emperor penguin.
No, the ones that have all the extra bits on the eyebrows.
Oh.
Google it real quick. Macaroni penguin. Google will correct you to if it's spelled slightly different than macaroni, but I guarantee it's spelled like very similar.
I think it's maybe rigatoni.
Oh no, it's literally macaroni.
Yes, I knew it.
It's literally macaroni, y'all.
But they have
Excellent.
eyebrows. It's a similar color scheme, right?
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You learned a new thing today.
I did.
Pasta penguins.
Pasta penguins. It's awesome.
What I learned today.
But Teddy, you've done a wonderful job on your macaroni penguin. Your spiky, chaotic macaroni penguin. It looks
I
great.
like the tiny bit of gradient right where the beak begins.
Yeah. And I like that the beak has that little hook in it, that little tooth, to give it that additional sort of evil, frenzied look. It was great. Nice work, Teddy. Oh,
Ooh.
Jason's camera. Talking about
What to paint
what
the
color to paint the
horns?
horns.
I think maybe like a cream color or something, or
Yeah.
even maybe if you want to go the opposite direction, like the dark purple, pick it up from the what's going on in the base to kind of coordinate it all, or
Well, I think somebody. I'd be tempted to avoid purple altogether. So my suggestion was going to be cream for this, mainly because the yellow in the cream would go well with the purple. But somebody suggested starting at the tip of the horn. I think they suggested starting at the tip of the horn with the dark purple, and working it back up through cream.
that would be really nice.
Yeah, so it would carry that through, but it wouldn't be overwhelmingly purple.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
That's a really good one.
that's a good one. I'm not sure whether Jason's jumped on this and finished it up, but yeah, that's probably where I'd go. Cool. Steve? Crystal Dragon.
It's so sparkly.
So sparkly.
I haven't
great.
attempted to paint crystals yet. I don't even paint crystals when I actually like draw and paint. I
Okay.
don't like it. I don't like drawing geometric shapes.
The tough thing with if you're going for like a super realistic look for crystals,
Yeah.
is that you're never going to get a super like a actual realistic look. It's always going to be a little bit
It's so
cartoony.
difficult. Yeah, it's so hard. They're just difficult. I commend you. You've
Yep.
done such a good job on such a. I would not.
Yeah. The thing that I'm liking, the sort of the gold in the wings, that crystal is kind of looking a bit like the egg, that gold dragon egg that we saw earlier in the show.
It kind
what I
of
like
though,
about
because it's so sharp and angular reminds me of fool's gold.
Yep, it does have that iron pyrites
Yeah.
kind of feel. But yeah, looking good, Steve. Nice work. Josh Edwards, Vampire Lord on Steed. Okay, I completely misread this when I looked at the original shape. So looking at the sickle and the horse skull, and I thought he was sort of twisting like that, and it was like some crazed horse-headed demon.
Yeah.
But now that I know it's the Vampire Lord and Steed, Noel Manfred, I think it's also cool.
I like the glowy eyes
Yeah,
and how it's kind of reflected on the sickle.
yeah, well spotted. That looks cool. Definitely cool. And I like all the skulls on the base as well. Speaking of skulls, so many skulls! Skulls! Good work, Josh. Nice one. Oh, Carl. Ended up Aretha Miniatures Belthul. Elf Chronicler and Whipmaster.
Oh.
I wonder if there's a little bit of the Indiana Jones going on there with the Chronicler. Chronicler.
I thought you were like talking about the color scheme, and I was like,
Historian.
no.
No, not with the color scheme.
She
No,
definitely
no.
has her own color scheme.
Oh yeah, for sure, she does definitely. But no, just the character aspect.
Yeah.
Because you don't see a lot of whips.
You don't. But I feel like whips shouldn't be something that only Indiana Jones has.
Sure. No, I agree. But no, looking good, Carl. Nice work. Greedo! Got you first. But no, looking good. So this is, from Imperial Assault, Star Wars Imperial Assault from Fantasy Flight Games, as opposed to Legion. So this is a smaller scale. But it looks really good. I think even though both the orange and the green are super saturated, they work well next to each other.
Competing. So they aren't competing.
No. So I think definitely looks great, and I love those eyes as well. Their eyes I could fall into.
That's Greedo eyes?
Greedo eyes. Greedo, will you? Nice work, Chris. Good one.
You have to let your wife know.
I don't have to.
Like, stare into her eyes and be like, just like Greedo.
Greedo eyes. Jason Sutton, Common Folk Lost Adventurers Kickstarter.
Ooh.
Interesting. I wonder if I haven't heard of that one, but I think having commoners, having townsfolk, having models that you can have roaming around in your adventuring setting is very cool. And I think with that big sort of ginger beard,
Yeah.
anybody else getting Tormund Giantsbane
A little
vibes?
bit.
A little bit.
I do like the pop of green, though, with just the scarf. Like, he
Yep.
might be a common folk,
Oh,
but he enjoys fashion.
he's got some styling going on. Yep, exactly.
And it'd be nice. I feel like having those little bits of character allows you, if you want to use them for NPCs later on or something, it's
Sure.
easy to just kind of fold them into the story.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I like it, Jason. Nice work. Oh, Jeff Smith from Old Wolf Studios.
Mr. Potter is finished.
Yep, he's been working on a bunch of different Harry Potter minis from Night Models, and he painted up not Dumbledore, Dolores Umbridge.
I saw that
today as
one,
well.
yeah.
Yep, and was complaining about pink. And it's like, if you don't like painting pink, do not pick up Dolores Umbridge.
That's all pink.
It's all pink. Yep, but no, this is looking good. Very nice work there, Jeff. You got that great texture on the. Sorry, no, you're good. I paused, which kind of usually means move on. But the great texture on the his sweater there.
It does have that very wool.
It does, yeah. Looks
That's
great.
a difficult thing to do. We'll have to talk about how to do that, like different fabric textures one day.
Yeah, yeah. No, we can do that. But no, nice work, Jeff. Good one. Jody has painted up working this mini from DGS Games. So I think this is for Free Blades, is that right? Is that? But I believe so. But yeah, this model's looking very cool. I've actually, over the last 2 weeks, I've painted up, what am I at now? 15 or 16 trolls.
Oh, wow.
As part of that, the goblin thing. And, but one of them has a like skin tone that's very similar to this, that sort of pinkish purple. And yeah, I think Jody's done a great job there. That face is awesome, isn't it?
It reminds me a little bit of Ludo.
Yeah, yep.
Just the floppy ears, a face.
Yep.
Little bulldoggy.
I think maybe if you shaved Ludo and dyed him purple.
Are you saying Ludo's secretly a troll?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this guy's a troll, but I only mentioned the trolls because they were big and I have one that is kind of pinkish purple. But no, looking good. Looking good there, Jody. Nice one. Oh, and there we go. I mentioned it earlier. So yeah, this is the Marvel Crisis Protocol set that Seth painted up. Speaking of Marvel Crisis Protocol, Atomic Mass Games, who make the game with Fantasy Flight Games, showed off their the trophy, like the overall trophy, for their the Worthy painting competition. So at a number of different conventions this year, they're going to be running a painting competition called the Worthy, and I think all the category trophies are like Thor's hammer.
That's really
Mjolnir.
cool.
So yeah, if you're worthy, you will be able to pick up the
That's really
the
neat.
trophy. But
That's so cute.
yeah, it is cool. It's definitely good. But they've done an Odin. I think it's Odin, or is it Thor? Anyway, go and have a look at the Atomic Mass Games Facebook page, and you'll see the trophy that they've just announced. But it's like this big. It's huge. Which will be fantastic. And I think the first time they'll be giving, or at least showing that off or giving that away, will be at Adepticon in 6 weeks' time.
All
So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, looking absolutely awesome. But yeah, great work, everybody. Please post your photos in the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group.
And join if you haven't already.
If you
Tell
haven't
your
already joined.
friends, tell your family. That's what you should do tomorrow. Tell your Valentine.
Tell your Valentine.
Join us on Painting Happy Little Minis.
Not only tell them, but show them some of your favorite minis from that group. Don't spend too long, maybe just half an hour, 45 minutes.
When we were talking about Greedo,
Yeah.
someone said, set phasers to love.
Set faces to love. That's good.
I am going to...
I can get behind that one.
I think there's nothing else I can do for this guy.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to set him up here.
Okay.
And he'll spin around.
Oh, we
Build
have
his-
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I better hurry.
Hurry, Dave.
Oh, did you do the...
I did the base.
You did the base?
I did everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. I'm going to ask you if you can do my base. Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay. gonna grab
Which-
on
this
Southern
guy?
Maine. Yep.
Okay. Was there anything in particular?
I think as long as it matches your base.
Oh, look, there's a heart.
Yeah, he has hearts on both of his little hearts. He's Valentine's themed. He's going. He's got things to do. Valentine. He is.
The apocalypse stops for no man. Or
Cupid power. It's
love stops for no one during the apocalypse.
Oh.
How do we recover? If you can't find love.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please don't fire me. I'm fired.
You're fired, but then you're hired.
Rehired.
You're hired. Yep.
Rehire me next week.
Yeah.
Cool. Once Valentine's Day is over
Yep.
and the shame of my comment is past. Okay. I can do it. I think the other thing I'm going to do is, I wasn't exactly sure what color I was going to do for, some of these guys have little lenses on their helmets, or in this guy's case, he's got it on his helmet as well, I guess. But the full face helmet. So initially I was thinking of doing them in a blue, but with this sort of the rusty red undersuits, I think a green, like a really super vibrant green, would be the way to go.
I like that. Looks like yours is mostly in dirt
Dirt,
looking stuff with pieces of
Yep.
things.
pieces of concrete and brick and
Yep.
that kind of thing. Excellent. You did a really nice job on that base as well. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Because it's going to be someone's Valentine.
Okay, we get it. We get it. When you're giving it away, you care.
I do.
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I wrote a nice little note on the bottom.
That's awesome. I will not be writing a note on the bottom of mine, so you'll know that they're mine because they haven't got anything written on them.
Also, yours will lack the whimsy of mine.
Like the yes, they do like the whimsy. The whimsy costs extra. So, but yeah, just very quickly, I'm going to hit these edges and with some gray highlights for the pouches and that. Nice sort of quick stuff. I wonder if I should, much the same way as I did the scratches, if I should like etch a heart into one of these
Oh, that'd be cute.
thigh plates.
There you go. That's getting to the spirit. That's whimsy.
Just wondering about it is whimsical.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
I
little
can
bit
I
of
can I
whimsy.
can stop there then. Oh wait, you actually want me to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Walt says there is a synth called Mr. Valentine on the Fallout 4 game.
There's a what? Oh, synth. Right, yeah. Is it just that Valentine is coincidentally his name, or is he actually like a Cupid? Pardon?
I don't know.
Oh no, I was just throwing it out there, so hopefully Walt could answer in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I expect you to know a lot, Leona, but I didn't expect you to know that. Okay.
Oh, there's literally a character named Nick Valentine.
Oh.
He's a private detective.
Oh, he's got my hairstyle? Winner. Winner, winner. There we go. Little heart etched in there. Oh.
There we go. Perfect.
Not perfect, but there. I don't want you to oversell it.
It's amazing.
These will show up and people go, Leona said it was perfect. That's not perfect. It's not even close. I'd rather say, that's terrible. And people show up. Then it shows up and people go, well, it's okay. I don't think I'd say it was terrible.
Don't sell yourself short, Dave.
That's the way I like to approach things. Less disappointment. There we go.
Okay, you guys ready?
How's it looking?
Almost.
Oh,
Hold on.
almost.
For the spin.
I haven't got the bases finished. I feel
Dave,
terrible.
Dave gave me extra work to do, okay?
I needed it's a
And one
group
of them
project.
go
I
on
needed
the
to pick up my slack.
spinner?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get this done. What have we got? Like 2 minutes?
3.
3?
Yeah, 3 whole minutes.
whole
You could
minutes.
paint a whole other mini in that amount of time.
That's what got me into this this predicament that I find myself in right now. Confidence. See? If I hadn't had that confidence. But here we go. So we're almost done. We have been painting Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout Wasteland Warfare by MODIPHIUS. There we go. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed watching us mess around with this. Next week, what are we painting next week, Leona?
A Song of Ice and Fire.
A Song of Ice and
I thought you were
Fire.
just going to leave it as
Targaryen.
song, and I was like, okay.
Sorry.
We're painting a song.
A Song of Ice and Fire Targaryen starter set. Get ready for mounted combat.
Get ready for mounted combat. Is that the actual tagline for the show? Get ready for mounted combat.
It should have been.
It should have been for sure. Well, one of the cool things as well is that when we talk about mounted combat, we have a mounted combat expert.
I would
the
not
room
call
with us.
myself an expert. I would call myself an enthusiast and a practitioner, a learner of things.
Okay, we have a mounted combat
Yeah,
enthusiast.
Dave. Don't cut. Don't sell too high.
Don't oversell it?
Yeah, don't oversell.
My bad. Sorry, people. But yes, we have a mounted combat enthusiast.
We have someone who has, in fact, partaken
Yep.
in such things.
See, none of us have experienced like a post-apocalyptic lifestyle, but Gretchen has fought from horseback
I have.
on grass plains
You want me to bring
on the Great
pictures?
Savannah.
Not on the Great Savannah, but
No? Okay.
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. The grasslands of Pennsylvania.
I have pictures from me fighting in Pennsylvania a little bit, doing some practice stuff. I have a little bit of video. And then I have
Oh, you should send me.
pictures of
And then we
me
can-
with a saber doing some practice stuff.
I think that'd be cool. You should definitely, definitely send those to Leona beforehand so that we can have a look at them.
If we were
Let's
doing this
look at those
after March,
minis.
I would have glorious pictures of me in Ireland.
Oh, true.
Across the narrow sea?
Yeah.
Yes. We would indeed.
Can't really wait for that. That's going to be super exciting. But I haven't gotten to ride yet. This weekend I'll be going up to the barn, but I will be I won't be riding so much as helping. I have a small group of people that I have been introducing to horseback riding to eventually have a small group of people who are also interested in learning mounted combat.
Right.
But they have to learn the basics first.
So, if anybody wants to know how to be prepared for the apocalypse, talk to Gretchen. Join her band of merry mounted combat enthusiasts.
All right, folks.
Yep,
Let's see those
we're almost there.
minis.
The last of the
Whether they're
bricks.
done or not.
Whether done or
Right.
not.
All right.
I don't like that ultimatum.
There you go.
Check out his butt. Hang on a second. There we go. A little bit less, but so there we go. As you can see, some of the paint's still drying on the bases, but there's another race to the finish. We have completed them.
Yeah,
I like the red leather.
I think the red looks
Yep.
really nice with it. Yeah.
It does look cool. You know what that guy is? Well, you know, I don't think do we mention the pun of why you chose that one?
Oh, right, because he's falling for you.
Yeah. He's not actually falling, but it does look he's
It
got
does
that
kinda- he's
forward
like-
tilt.
Yeah.
But
He kind of looks like he tripped over that.
he did. Oh, stumble. So he's the clumsy guy.
He's obviously the stealth enthusiast
I was going to say
and
he's
specialist.
he's kind of like the rabbit. So the squad would have somebody run out, like that guy would run out, attract everybody's attention, and distract them and draw them away,
Yeah.
so that they could be ambushed by the rest of the team. That's how I think that works. That's
He
what I'd go
definitely
for.
has the whole look at me aspect down packed.
Yep, exactly.
So whoever wins him, use him well.
Cool.
Or just put him on your shelf to look at. That's fine too. All right.
Awesome.
Well, we painted 4. Well, you painted 3, but
No, it was team effort.
Team effort. Go
We
team.
painted 4.
Make sure you follow us on social media, and you can follow us on Facebook. We are on Twitter. Well, Game
Okay.
Trade Media is.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Yep.
Game Trade Media on Twitter. But join our Facebook group on Painting Happy Little Minis so that you can have all of your miniatures posted up on our show, and we can talk about them and enjoy them.
Yep.
And you can partake in other giveaways, because I know everyone loves those. Happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow. Leona, when are you going to post the winners of today's giveaway?
Later.
So make sure...
We're all about professional timing.
So make sure later you are staying tuned on Facebook.
Yep, Facebook, Game Trade Media. And yeah, you'll get to see that.
Yeah, well,
There's how I got.
we'll be back next Thursday then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some paint. You do.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh.
it's okay. We don't normally point it out for you. We
Nah.
let you live your best
I appreciate it.
looking life. Better than a box of chocolates?
No, box of chocolate's way superior. Just saying, in case anybody wants to send me any for tomorrow.
I'll make you some that are all paint themed.
Okay, that's fine.
Little truffles.
They're all charred brown.
They're all charred brown. All right.
That's a great color. Anyway,
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
happy Valentine's Day.
We'll see you next Thursday. I'm Gretchen,
I'm Dave.
and we'll see you at your friendly local game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.